Good evening, everybody. Chris and Tiffany here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to tonight's live video. All right, we already got folks in the house. Linda, Andre, Cody, welcome to tonight's show. Already have folks here.
Yes.
It's been 2 weeks since we've done our last live, so I guess we'll start off with, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? How was your holidays?
Dale says hello.
Dale has joined us tonight. All right, we had a pretty good Thanksgiving.
Yes. We did untraditional.
We did very untraditional.
We made chicken enchiladas.
Yeah, it was just Tiffany and I this year.
Yeah.
So kind of hung out, had a quiet day at home, rested, relaxed. May have been a nap in there.
Hi from Nag's Head, Ray.
Ray and Judy are here tonight. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let everybody get in here real quick.
Andre says, I was working. Love the Christmas decorations.
Yeah, this is Tiffany. As y'all can see, there's a lot of Mickey and Minnie and Disney going on. She's got her Christmas village up on both sides. And, of course, the cruising keychain Christmas tree.
Our RV Kitty is here.
Dilly is here. Welcome to the show. So we're just kind of giving everybody a chance to hop in and everything like that. But yeah, we are fully now in Christmas mode. Tiffany's already got our Christmas tree up out in the living room. Christmas decorations going on.
Yeah.
You're just all about it, huh?
The only thing I haven't done is outside.
That's true. Well, you put some of your stuff outside. At least one thing I've seen outside.
Robert says, good evening.
Good evening, Robert. Welcome.
Great shirts.
Yep. So now these are backwards, though. I left this in Tiffany. See, I'm supposed to be team nice. Tiffany is team naughty. But as you can see, I left it in Tiffany's hands. I ended up as team naughty. But we did have these shirts made specifically for our live shows. So we got to give a shout out to Brianna. Brianna made these shirts for us. So awesome job. I love them. They look good, show up good on camera. So thank you, Brianna, for making us our Christmas Team Naughty and Nice shirts.
Yes. James is here, says hello from a very cold Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh, well, not too much longer, though, James.
Yes.
You get out of the very cold Cincinnati, Ohio, and you'll come down to it's still cold Texas, at least for the first couple of days.
I don't know. Tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 70s and staying mid to high 70s all.
I don't know. In January, it is probably going to be a little chilly for embarkation day for us, but then we're heading south and it'll get warmer. So you won't be cold for all that much longer.
Jarn says hello to everyone. Thanksgiving was fun.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good time, ate some good food. Had the day off from work.
Yes.
Probably the most important, having the day off from work. So I think we just got everybody in here. Now, I don't, just some group cruise kind of catch up information. I know we've been doing the polls over on Facebook, but a lot of people have said they either don't have Facebook, don't use Facebook. So I did move the polls over to here on YouTube. So they're under our communities tab. The polls are over here now since everybody is here on Facebook. Everybody's here on YouTube. I know everybody has the YouTube, and that way we can do all of the voting there. So if you didn't have an opportunity to vote on the first couple polls, they're now under the communities tab here on our YouTube page. Feel free to go back, vote, and the new poll is up. So the new poll asking this week is what type of year, I'm having a tongue-tied problem. What time of year do we all want to go? Do we want to do winter, spring, summer, fall? Everybody hop over and place your vote for that. We're narrowing down this group cruise. So, and these polls are really kind of helping us pick the direction, the majority of people want to go in.
James says they had a wind chill of 8 degrees this morning.
Okay, you're way, way colder than we are. We're still outside, at least in the afternoons most days, in short sleeve t-shirts.
Or sweatshirts and shorts.
Well, that's just me. I'm a shorts person like all the time.
Chica says, hello, everyone. How late am I? You're not late.
You're not late. We just hopped on here, just getting started.
Linda says, thank you for doing the polls.
And yes, it is cold here in
Cincinnati.
Moving the polls just, thought about it here the last 2 weeks. It just made more sense to move them over to YouTube to give more people the opportunity to actually do their vote. There was just enough people that didn't participate on Facebook that it made more sense to put them on to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Chica says, oh, good. Didn't miss much.
Yeah, no, you haven't missed much. We've just been talking about Christmas decorations, Thanksgiving, what everybody did over Thanksgiving, and kind of getting caught up on where all of the polling information is.
Yes.
So cruising, because of course that's what we're here to talk about is cruising, and more things cruising. I don't know if you guys saw the story I put out this morning. What do you guys think? Mexico now wants to propose, or they're proposing a $5 per person tax if you visit cruise ports in the Mexico state of Quintana Roo.
That's Cozumel.
Costa Maya, and I believe that's Progreso. Progreso was in Quintana Roo.
Yeah.
So $5 more that they want each time you go visit one of those ports.
Cute shirts.
Oh, thank you. But they're backwards. I still insist that they're backwards. I'm Team Nice. This is Team Naughty over here. No. I think so. But yeah, so a $5 tax increase coming off of Mexico if they get it to pass. Because I know it's just proposed. It's scheduled to go into effect January of 2025.
So what are they saying this tax increase is for?
Okay, so they said it's for two different things. 70% of it goes to infrastructure repair or upkeep or new infrastructure, roads, cruise ports, terminals. They said it's a tourist infrastructure. And then 30% of it goes to like hurricane relief, flood relief, natural disaster relief fund is where 30% of that is supposed to go.
Okay.
But my question is that not what we already pay port fees and taxes for every single cruise passenger that already docks there? And you pay that each place you dock there. So if you were to go, hypothetically, I don't see a lot that do this, but if you were to go to Progreso, Cozumel, Costa Maya, you're already paying port fees, taxes, and port fees and taxes. Now they're proposing $5 per person. They haven't said if that's per port or per cruise, though. So it could theoretically be per port that they want the extra $5.
Rick says, howdy, folks. Midjarn wants to know what type of PJs would we wear to the Christmas brunch?
Okay, well, that depends on who here is deciding. Okay? If Tiffany is deciding, somehow it will be Disney.
No.
Yes.
I'm thinking maybe Grinch.
See, I would go with Grinch. And I would go with some big, fuzzy, green Grinch slippers.
Yes.
To go along with my Grinch pajamas.
Rick says Texans PJ bottoms. California Linda, we are 92 days out before we cruise. We are so excited, and we have our visas.
Yeah, it's super important right now too. But yeah, that has been. I am amazed that this pajama gate thing has blown up as much as it has. You know, I figured one comment, we did it on Saturday for what every cruiser wants. I kind of figured that was going to really be the end of it. I thought that was the most hype we were going to get out of that particular story. But that story has not died. I mean, there are people that are just bound and determined to keep pushing the issue that pajamas they just shouldn't be allowed. These people should be kicked out if they try it. They should be blocked and barred from going into C-Day brunch in their pajamas on Christmas morning. I mean, I said, I talked about it in the video this morning. You know, they did a poll, and like only 9% of the people that are voting say no to it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely refuse. Most people are cool with it. So that's 91% of the people that are like, let them have their fun.
Well, Connie says Team Grinch.
Team Grinch.
And California Linda says guns up, pajamas, and sweatshirt. I don't know what that is.
It's pajamas.
Yeah.
So it's.
Attila says probably because Nassau did it, they want to do it too. But if it's $5, it's okay if they improve security and infrastructure.
But that's the big if. And you know, and I guess the question is it really for that? Because we're seeing that in an awful lot of places, and we're seeing it targeting cruisers specifically. You know, new taxes in Amsterdam, new taxes in Spain. Scotland jumped on the taxes. The Bahamas have started it up. Now we got Mexico that wants to do it. Is this really, you know, hey, we need this money to do these things? Or is it look what everybody else is doing, we want a piece of that pie? With cruising being one of the fastest growing vacation options out there, you know, because cruising is just growing. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's, you know, it's in the news. It's in all the cruising stories. These ships are full. People are booking them. They're booking. Some of these ships are booking full. You know, they're filling up.
Over 100% capacity.
Over 100% capacity, you know, a year out in some cases. And I think these destinations are watching that. They're paying attention to it. And so I wonder if it's really, you know, for what they say it is, or are they seeing the dollar signs in their eye? Are they seeing a cash cow and they want to, you know, run out to the barn and get their milking on before it all changes?
Yeah.
You know, kind of feeling like it's that more than it is anything else. Because, you know, particularly if you look at a place like Cozumel.
There you go.
Cruise ship after cruise ship, but they're already getting all these port fees and taxes in per passenger.
Well, and look at how many cruise ships they're getting a day. I mean, we've seen as many as 7.
Right, and I'm not saying Cozumel's a bad place,
No.
but I don't see where they're spending millions and millions of dollars on infrastructure for tourism that they suddenly need more.
Yeah.
I personally think they ought to remember what it was like when cruises weren't there.
Tilla says, yes, afraid it's the cash cow time for all of them. Ray says, PJ Gate has taken a life of its own.
Oh, PJ Gate. It is crazy.
And Ray wants to know what they're doing with the tax money they already get.
Exactly. That's my exact point, is what are they already doing with the port fees and taxes that they get? That they suddenly need more. And that's what I kind of think is that they're playing a game of follow the leader and like, ooh, so and so's getting away with it, so and so's getting away with it. We want to get away with it too.
Sounds like it.
Well, the cruise lines huff up at this kind of stuff, and I got a feeling they're going to huff up about this one too. I've kind of seen some stuff out there about it, but I haven't gotten the full story. But apparently, the cruise lines are huffing up about this one a little bit. They're not real happy about it. The cruise lines already know that they're trying to get every dollar out of the pocket that they possibly can. They don't want anybody else digging in their piggy bank, so to speak.
Royal received the keys to Icon. She will sail soon.
I did see that. Icon, is fixing to do its thing. The Jubilee is fixing to begin her transatlantic here early next week and start heading this direction. So we got some new ships coming.
Yes.
The Celebrity Ascent, the brand new cruise ship from Celebrity, she is sailing. She's begun doing her sailings. But not a lot of hype about the Celebrity Ascent, believe it or not. That story's actually kind of been real quiet. A lot quieter than I thought it would be for a brand new cruise ship, but it's been a little quiet. So, but since we're on some of these subjects here, one, does anybody watching, do you say no? I'm curious to know if anybody says no to pajamas in the MDR on Christmas morning. Is there anybody that's against that? I'm kind of curious. Because I have this theory, and it's purely a theory, but I kind of feel that the people that are against it are probably the same people that don't like jeans in the dining room, that write in nasty comments if there's a veteran in the dining room, with his veteran's hat on. They get upset about that. They get upset about jeans. They get upset if people aren't wearing shirts and ties for formal night, and that kind of stuff. And I'm trying to see if my theory is remotely true. But I think you have a lot of cruisers that started when cruising started. And when cruising first began 20, 30 years ago, it was normal to wear a jacket and a tie and a dress to dinner. That was normal. Of course, at the time, too, people would dress up, guys would be in a suit and tie to go flying on an airplane. And I think times have changed. Carnival, in particular, where Pajama Gate is going on, has changed with the times. They are no longer, about fancy dressing at dinner. They still have a formal night, but they don't enforce it. I think, society as a whole is kind of getting away from that, at least on Carnival. They're there to vacation. They're there to relax. They don't necessarily want to get dressed up for dinner. Yeah. And I think there's some cruisers that are happier with the way it used to be, and I think they're having a hard time with the current changes that are happening on a cruise line they started with.
Tilla says they like the PJs. Dale says he's in agreement with your theory. And then back up towards the top, Bajarn says, as much as I love cruising, the prices are creeping close to all-inclusive resorts.
That is very, very true. But the cruise lines, particularly Royal Caribbean, has been saying they would like to close that gap. Remember, it's Royal Caribbean's own CEO who said that he felt that cruisers were getting too much value for their money and that he would like prices to get closer to an all-inclusive rate versus what they are now. Now, personally, I think that, again, has more to do with greed than it does anything else, to say to a customer, you're getting too much value for what we're offering you, so what we need to do is charge you more money. Especially when you're on the heels of companies that put out in the third quarter that they, put over $1 billion in their pocket after they paid their bills, saying you're getting too much value for your money.
Connie, back to Pajama Gate. Connie says, only if they come in disheveled, and many smell bad.
Where's that?
Up here.
My only thing on Pajamagate is obviously there should be, there's got to be some decorum in these pajamas. All of your bits and
pieces need to be covered.
Yeah, bits and pieces need to be covered. No Victoria's Secret see-through Santa lingerie. No Tarzan looking Santa hat, men's Speedo pajama type things. I think if people put enough sense behind it, and I think where this group is coming from, they're coming from their tone strikes me as the footy pajama kind of people.
Yeah, I'm picturing all these onesies.
Yeah, I'm picturing a bunch of Christmas onesies or a bunch of matching Christmas attire way more than I'm seeing stuff that there shouldn't be. But there's always that one-off person who would try something like that. It isn't, and I hope that's the person they say, no, you're not coming in that. But other than that, I think it's going to just be a fun event. And it's breakfast. It's C-Day brunch. It's breakfast. It's not like it's formal night in the main dining room. I think some folks are just too uptight. And honestly, I can't understand why, if I go into the dining room for C-Day brunch and I'm dressed, and I look over and there's a group of people wearing pajamas, just pajamas, laughing, joking, having a good Christmas morning breakfast, how does that affect my breakfast? If I don't want to see it, I don't have to look. If it bothers me so bad and I'm in the minority, I don't have to go to C-Day brunch. So why these people, this small percentage of people, believe that a cruise line should say no to accommodate them, it's just a sense of entitlement that, honestly, I don't want to see on the cruise ships.
James says you were right, Chris, because we see all that skimpy stuff at the pool.
Right. Yeah, you want to see that, go up to the pool, because there ain't no lie. You're going to see some biscuits jiggling across the pool deck. There's no other way to say it.
So Rick was at Terminal 25 in Galveston, is looking really good and ready for Jubilee. He was at Terminal 28 today, signing up to be a greeter for Royal, NCL, and Princess.
Oh.
And he says, I am sure Royal will start building middle-sized ships after Icon 3 is completed. That is what I am hearing. Some of Royal's... Can you move the mouse? Some of Royal's smaller ships are showing their age.
Okay. I was on Radiance of the Seas, and I was on there on the solo cruise. And when I went to the main theater for the Meet the Captain event that they have on there, the captain did hint. He did hint that Royal is looking at going the opposite direction, or at least a class of ship, the opposite direction of Icons and Oasis class ships. So I have heard that rumor or a hint of that from a captain's mouth. So yeah.
So about the Ascent, Connie says, I think the coverage is low key because it's the 4th Edge class ship. When the first Edge class, the Edge was new, it was a really big deal.
Yeah. But at the same time, when we got the Carnival Jubilee coming out, which is the 3rd of the XL class ships, and it's a really big deal. Excuse me. Wonder of the Seas was a really big deal. And she was an Oasis class. I don't know. It just kind of feels like Celebrity kind of dropped the promotion ball a little bit on this particular ship. They just went really, really low key.
Yeah. Chica says it's always a small percentage of people that want things their way. California agrees with Chica. And they don't, Tilla says they don't need to cruise during holidays then if they hate pajamas. I'm telling you, the more and more people are doing the pajama thing. I mean, you see the family cards now, the photo cards, and they're all in their PJs. And I think our next live we should wear our PJs.
We do not have matching pajamas. I want to be.
Oh, we will.
Thanks, guys.
Chica says all cruise lines need to start building smaller ships, in her opinion.
There's a lot of people that like the smaller ships, but cruise lines have come out and said, Carnival's come out and said that it's not their plan, at least, because with new cruisers, they want the bigger ships, the bells, the whistles, the roller coasters, the go-karts, the flow riders, and all of that kind of stuff. So the smaller ships aren't necessarily where they're headed. But then again, like I said, Royals kind of hinted at maybe going, and when Royal said going something smaller, well, that could just be anything when you're talking smaller than an Oasis class ship.
I missed Bjorn's comment. So you turn Victoria's Secret models away?
In this particular case, yes. If they would like to stand outside of the main dining room and show everybody, how about that?
Later on, she says, sorry, just stirring the pot.
I think there should be some sense of decorum.
Yes.
You know, I think there is a way to have a bunch of fun, and then there's a way to ruin the bunch of fun. And I think you try to come down here in your thong nightgown, that straight see-through silk, and everybody's oogling your goodies, that's probably not appropriate for breakfast. Not on a family-friendly cruise. Now, you want to go on Virgin Voyages and go to breakfast in that kind of outfit, you know, that probably would be allowed. There's no kids.
Chica says because they can get more revenue that way, charging for everything. James agrees with her. I like the medium or smaller size ships, but I'm an old fart.
The small ships have a lot going for them. We've had really good times on smaller ships, but something's got to come to a head eventually. I mean, like I said, you have cruise ports like, you know, Baltimore. There's a bridge. And the only reason they get the ships that they get there now is because they fit underneath that bridge.
Yeah.
And so the larger ships will never go there currently. They can't fit. Or how about the panorama? They're having to take the funnel off of the Carnival panorama so they can even get it into a dry dock in Portland because it won't fit underneath the bridge to even get it into a dry dock to repair it. So, you know, and with some of these cruise ports out there already talking about limiting the number of cruise ships because of the number of passengers. They don't want 2 and 3 of these giant mega cruise ships pulling off, and each one of them dumping 5,000-6,000 people in their towns. You know, and we got places in Alaska, Maine, other countries, all talking about possibly limiting the number of cruise ships, proposing that over that. That's where smaller cruise ships will take advantage of those types of situations and are welcomed in those places. Key West, they'll take a smaller cruise ship, but you can go catch them down there with no Oasis class ships.
Bjorn says, I think the Conquest class is the perfect size for me. Sandra says, hi, Tiffany and Chris. I finally caught a live show. Hope y'all are doing well.
We are doing wonderfully. Thank you. Glad to have you back with us, Sandra.
Welcome back. Yes. Connie says, same with Quebec City. They can accommodate a large number of ships, but there is a height limit.
Yeah. And these newer ships just don't fit. So, and granted, I don't work for the cruise line, and they don't even care what my opinion is whatsoever. But I think that they would, if they built the small ships that these cruise lines have now are still selling out. Mm-hmm. They are still filling up. So there obviously is a demand for them. People want to sail on them. And I could see the cruise lines going, if these ships were empty. And only the big ships are filling up, but that is not the case.
No, they're all filling up.
They're all filling up. So I think there's a need to at least consider, you know, some smaller ships maybe not as small as they used to be. Now, maybe not to be as small as a spirit class or a fantasy class, but
yeah,
they don't all need to be XL class.
Rick says there are a few Caribbean ports that won't allow the bigger ships, and the Panama Canal is an issue too for mega ships of max size.
Yeah, they definitely can't even get through the old locks.
Yeah. And Cody says, love the shirts.
Thank you. Again, we have to say thank you to Brianna.
Yes. We had these. Chris found one in the store that he liked, but we couldn't find his size. So I was telling a friend of mine, she's like, oh, my daughter can make those. So she made them for us. So thank you again, Brianna.
Yes, thank you, Brianna. We promised her a shout out for making us our shirts. So I figured we'd give her 3. Oh, thank you, James. Thank you. Thank you. And James and Rick, because I know Rick's in here. I'll have to check the date, but I am thinking the 18th of January, and I'm going to check my calendar here. Tiffany's going to talk while I look in the calendar real quick.
So what he's thinking is maybe we can all get together, have a lunch, or
I know
a little meet and greet.
I know, James, you're going to be on the ship with us, but Rick's down there as well. So I'm thinking January the 18th, lunch at the spot. And anybody else that's in Galveston watches the show, fan of the show, you want to come join us. But I know Rick lives down there. James is going to be down there for the cruise with us. I'm thinking the spot, January the 18th, 1 o'clock, which is the day before we sail. Grab some lunch. Have a little kind of get together.
Fantastic idea. Love to.
Beautiful. As I said, James is going to be with us, but, we've been talking to Rick. Rick is always posting the articles because if you guys aren't, most people have been here know Rick writes down there for the newspaper down there in Galveston. He does post the articles over on our Facebook page, so you guys can read them over there. It's going to be super cool to kind of meet with everybody.
James says, sounds good. He's coming in on the 17th.
Yep. We decided we're going to go ahead and we're going to come in the morning of the 18th. Because we'd really like to do this.
Yeah.
Get together on the 18th. We're going to all sit down and just goof off the spot. If you're going to still be at that Holiday Inn, James, that's where we're going to go. And then the spot is literally right there. So we can just all meet right there, have a little lunch, kind of hang out pre-cruise adventure.
Attila the Fun says, sounds great.
Hey, if you're in Galveston, you want to meet us over there? Absolutely.
Yes. Anybody that's down there at the time, come on.
Yeah. And if it turns in it's going to be something that's, more than 2, 3, 4 people, you guys just let me know. That way I can call ahead and let them know that we might need a couple extra seats.
Rick says, love the spot. We do too.
We do too. We only been there the one time, but it was an immediate fan favorite of ours, so we have no problem going back to the spot. We had a great time there last time.
That was a recommendation too.
Yes, that came to us as a recommendation.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember who recommended it.
Mary.
Oh, that's right.
Mary and Danny.
Mary and Danny recommended that one for us. So, okay, cool. So, we'll plan for that for the 18th January, and we'll kind of narrow down the time, see what works for everybody. And we'll definitely do that.
Yes.
Cool. We'll make sure I didn't forget that particular piece of information.
Yes, that's very good information.
Yep. All right, so we've talked about Pajama Gate.
Yes.
We've talked about taxes.
Yes.
We've talked about we need smaller cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about the poll.
Yeah, Rick's next column will be about the Jubilee.
I'm excited. I'm still working out. Right now, it really depends on the time. There is a pretty good chance I'll be in Galveston on the 20th, but a lot of that's going to depend on what time the Jubilee is going to get there. If it gets there in a reasonable amount of time, because it's going to be one of those day trips, and of course, I'd like it to be daylight because there's no point in trying to film a ship in the dark. But I'm probably going to try to shoot down there and actually get video of the Jubilee arriving in Galveston as soon as they kind of narrow down that time for us a little bit.
So Chica wants to know, are you guys sailing and where to? Yes, we are sailing on January 19th.
Aboard the Norwegian Prima.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to Cozumel, Belize, Cozumel, Roatan, Harvest Key. I think it's those three. No, there's a fourth one. No, there was a fourth one.
I'm just going.
There might be a fourth one too.
I can't remember where we're going. James says he's changed his stay. He will be staying at the Casa del Mar condo through Airbnb, but it's not far from the spot.
Okay. I'm familiar with Casa del Mar.
Chris, I need to email you again. I have not forgotten.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten either. I said, once we get kind of narrowed down what we're planning, then we'll actually start that particular phase of it, which hopefully we should be ready for that before the end of the year.
Yeah. You guys.
Costa Maya, there we go. Yeah, that's right. It is Costa Maya. It's Cozumel, Costa Maya, Roatan, and Harvest Key.
You guys will see the ascent in Cozumel.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. I love, one of my favorite things is, what's the matter?
I was looking for the fan.
Oh, it's back over there. That's one of my favorite things to go into the cruise port. I just love to look at the cruise ships that come in, especially the ones I've never seen before. That's how I end up with all the videos of different cruise ships and stuff like that. It's just because I love the ones I've never seen. It's really exciting to be like, ooh, I've never seen this one. Now I'm going to stand there and check it out for half an hour. Tiffany's already done wandered off, had coffee, got food, took a nap. I'm still out there just staring at that cruise ship.
Hope you guys can be at the Jubilee arrival. I'm booked on it for May.
Yeah, the Jubilee arrival is really all going to depend on the time. I'm thinking that it's going to be probably late morning, early afternoon arrival, because it's not taking on passengers or anything today. It gets here the 20th, and then it doesn't actually do its first sailing until the 23rd. So it's not, they don't need to be in at 6 o'clock in the morning, anything like that. And they may actually need to wait to make sure that there's a terminal for them to be at where they're not in anybody's way, that sort of thing. But John Heald says as soon as he has a time, which is probably going to be a couple days before they arrive, they said it's all going to depend on weather and any delays that come in. But as soon as he has the time, we'll be able to share it and let you guys know for sure if I will be down there. I don't know if Tiffany will go with me that day or not.
I don't even know what that day is.
Wednesday.
Oh.
Wednesday, December the 20th. So, but I'd just like to see her arrive.
Yeah.
I would like to see that. But of course, you like I said, you'll be down there in the month.
Yeah. I think the puppies have an appointment that day, so.
Oh, okay. So Tiffany might not even be with me.
No.
But yeah, so that'll be our next cruise is the 19th, and that's just going to be fun. It's going to be NCL. It's going to be aboard the Prima. We've never done Norwegian before, so looking forward to that whole experience and kind of getting a feel for Norwegian, and then be able to come back and say, hey, this is what we think, good, bad, the ugly about Norwegian Cruise Lines and the Prima.
Attila the Fun says, I'm in Houston. If the timing works out, I'll try to go down and see it. Depends on weather and work, plus it's close to Christmas.
Oh, I completely understand. My biggest thing is I haven't seen cruise ships in a while, up close and personal, get the itch, get the Jones in.
Yes.
And so that makes me want to drive over there just to see cruise ships.
Yeah.
Especially if there's one that it's going to be a very first time coming in. And because the ship was built specifically for Texas, it's specifically coming to Texas, I'm kind of expecting some extra fanfare. I'm thinking they're gonna put on a little extra show for the Jubilee when she arrives. So I think that'd be really cool to see.
She says, "Hope you like the NCO." I'm itchy too.
I think we're gonna like NCL. We have not met a cruise ship and a cruise line we don't like yet.
No.
There's some things that we may not care for about every ship and every cruise we've ever been on, but never one that we disliked. Never one that we've ever come back for and said, oh, never again. It was horrible. It was awful. My cruising is ruined. It has never, ever happened. So I'm not expecting that from NCL. And from the research I've done, I'm really excited about some of the food choices on NCL. Some of the different places to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I should be kind of excited for NCL.
You need to move down here. We see cruise ships at least 4 days a week.
Yes. It's not the thought hasn't crossed my mind. But truth is, if we end up moving, we're going to have to move closer to grandbabies. You know how upset those grandbabies would be if we're like, hey, grandma and grandpa are moving, but closer to ships, not to you.
Yeah.
Afraid we'd have to go with grandbabies first.
Lejarn says, I need to check and see if there's a live YouTube camera for Galveston like there is for Miami.
I don't know if it's live all of the time. There used to be one, and it was on top of, I want to say, and I'm not positive, but it was in the vicinity of like on the roof of either Harbor House or, you know, right in that general area. Because I remember at the resumption of cruising when the Vista in the Dream or the Vista in the Breeze came back to Galveston for the very first time after COVID let up, there was a live cam.
Attila the Fun says, yes, there is.
Yeah.
Galveston Cruise Camp.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, and I want to say that's like on top of the Harbor House, if I'm not mistaken.
Debbie B says, love your Christmas decorations and your tree. Or teas.
Thank you, Brianna.
Search Google for Galveston cruise camps. So yes, there is.
Okay. I said I knew that I hadn't looked for it in forever and ever, but I know I had seen it in the past.
Yes, it's in the Galveston Visitors website. Several cameras placed throughout the island.
Oh, okay. I think I do remember that too. I think, but naturally, I always gravitate towards the cruise one that shows the channel.
Mm-hmm. This will be my 8th cruise with NCL and have not had any big problems with them. I like the solo packages with them. Now, the Prima being a new style ship for them, I'm anxious to see it.
Where are you at?
James, down.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Connie says there are the ships in Cozumel on January 24th, according to cruise timetables: Carnival Valor, Celebrity Apex, Celebrity Ascent, Menschif 6, and Norwegian Prima.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure because I've seen Celebrity cruise ships docked down there at the Royal Caribbean Pier in Cozumel. Being Norwegian, we should be down at the downtown pier, which means the Mein Schiff 6 is probably going to be down there with us. And the Celebrity ships are probably going to be further down at the Royal Caribbean dock. But that's just a guess.
I missed up there. Attila the Fun says yes, and an Emerald cam is zoomed out farther.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm anxious to see it too. And I am going to drive the go-karts one time. I'm going to drive go-karts on the Norwegian Prima so I can come back and say I rode a go-kart while sailing on the ocean.
Yeah.
I think that's just something to say. Tiffany has not mentioned whether or not she's going to partake in the go-karts or not.
And don't worry about the punctuation. When I'm typing and texting, I don't ever use punctuation. So,
let's see. Click on webcams. Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I was going back because see if I missed a comment.
Seems to be doing pretty good with keeping up tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Seems to be doing pretty good. Okay. Eventually, we'll have to get moderators to moderate the comments for us.
Nah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Yes, because you can see them.
Same here. We'll have to try the go-karts.
Yeah, I got to try them at least once.
And I'll record it.
I got to try them at least one time. It's like everything else. When we get on the Mardi Gras or the Jubilee or whichever one of those, I'm going to do the roller coaster at sea just to say I did the roller coaster. I got to try it all once.
Search for blogs about the Moody Gardens and the historical Moody Mansion and Bishop's Palace, a cool pre-cruise port.
Yeah, I've done Moody Gardens. I've done that one.
Attila says you gotta try the go-karts for them. They're not going on the cruise.
Well, I will definitely get in the go-karts. James says he's going to do the go-karts. Tiffany says she's filming us doing the go-karts.
You might just get a film of my feet, but we're going to attempt it.
I got all the necessary stuff to film. I'll wear the GoPro. And
now,
give
you say that all the time, but then you get upset because they tell you you're not allowed to wear any of that stuff.
No, because they don't tell you till you get there. Some of these cruise lines are goofy. Where you can wear a camera and where you're not depends on what equipment they have. Sometimes you have to have a head strap. Sometimes it has to be the chest strap. And it never fails that is the one piece of equipment I forgot to bring will be the one piece they want. So now I just pack it all. So I pack it all. So I figure I'll put on the chest strap and I should be good.
Okay.
And then give you a camera. So at least I know one of the two is your feet.
We say that because he's been on the Flow Rider, I don't know how many times, and he says, here, all you got to do is hit the button. And somehow I think I hit the button and I get my feet.
Yeah, I have gotten more 5-second recordings of Tiffany's toes than of anything else.
California Linda says, I'm up for go-karts.
See, it's already a go-kart party.
Are we wearing pajamas?
Well, I am not wearing pajamas to go ride the go-karts.
I'd probably be over the weight limit anyway after hitting buffet a few times.
We'll ride them on the first day. We'll have to go early then. That's a good point. Especially when we get on there, Norwegian has really good desserts. Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to skip lunch for dessert.
Yes. Maybe it's just me. I realize you go to the buffet, you're supposed to get your plates, and you start at the salad and you work your way down.
We start at the dessert.
There is a possibility that we are known to go right to the very end and see what the desserts are first. It's a cruise thing.
Yes. Maybe go get a piece of ham or something just to say we got our protein.
Piece of ham to put in between your two pieces of cake?
Yes. Yes.
What kind of bread do you have? Chocolate cake. Piece of chocolate cake on the bottom, a slice of ham, piece of confetti cake on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That just sounds gross.
And then banana pudding in the morning for breakfast.
They're the ones who put that on the menu, not me.
Tell the fun says, now you're talking.
Now, it's not my fault that Carnival put banana pie on the C-Day brunch menu as the dessert. Okay?
Ray says dessert is food, too.
Exactly.
Yep.
That is one of the cruising food groups.
It is.
But, it goes back to the word. You know what a word is, right? Cruise math.
Yes.
It's cruise math.
It's cruise math.
Okay. If you eat your dessert first, you have to walk all the way to the end of the buffet to get to your dessert. So you eat your dessert first. Now you have to walk all the way back to actually eat lunch. We'll see you burn those calories.
Yes.
You got the extra steps in. Okay? And then by the time you walk through the buffet, you're back at the dessert again. Well, now you've done enough steps. Now you can have more dessert.
Yes.
See?
Cruise math.
Cruise math. One walk across the buffet equals one piece of cake.
James says the Indulged Food Hall is the place to start. You can get everything you want, including all the dessert.
I'm excited about that. And I don't know if it's the same one, but that one where you can pretty much get food 24 hours a day. And I don't know if that's the same one because I forgot the name already. But you can go down and get burgers, fries, a drink. I think it was a piece of apple pie, 24 hours a day. That's bad news. I'm going to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to shoot a video. Be
I can go get a burger.
I can go get a burger. We walk around with a burger in one hand and a camera in the other. You guys will be able to tell on the ship video. Yeah, over there is hold on, that's the pool. Sorry, eating this.
I started the salad station where they are carving roast beef.
Hey, roast beef in between your pieces of cake is fine. It is a good substitute for ham. I think.
Yes.
All right. It's all fun. It's all fun and jokes. But cruise food is good.
It is.
Cruise food is good. You know, for new cruisers, just be upfront with it. You know, and understand before you ever get on that ship that a buffet is a buffet. Okay, so sometimes buffets are hit or miss. If you go to the main dining room, it is banquet style.
Yes.
So, and I'm not saying the food's bad.
No.
I'm not saying the food is gross. But if you're looking for that 5-star, you know, Michelin chef meal, you're probably not going to find it on the buffet.
No.
You're probably not going to find it in the MDR. You go to a specialty restaurant, you'll get something much closer to that.
But it's all good.
It is all good. And if you go into the buffet knowing what you're getting, if you go into the MDR knowing what you're getting, you're not disappointed, and you'll appreciate it. You'll enjoy it, and you'll think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think where a lot of people have issues is they go into it saying, well, it's a sit down, and the waiter's going to bring me my food. They must have just made this to order right now to my specifications, and so it's going to be absolutely perfect. Well, no, it's banquet style. And so if you've been to a wedding, big wedding that's served banquet style, an awards ceremony, your kids are in some club or group or sport, and they have that banquet, it's banquet style. A prom, a military ball.
Yeah.
They're all banquet style foods. Believe me, and the food on cruise ships is better than those. But you got to go into it with that understanding that this is what it is. So it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And I think if you go into that, you can honestly just appreciate it more.
Mm-hmm.
You can be like, oh, okay, this is still really, really good.
And you see new stuff on there, like new foods that you might not have ever tried. And
oh, the buffet is perfect for that.
yes,
The buffet on cruise ships is absolutely perfect for things that you've never heard of before, you've never tried before. Because even if you just get a little spoonful of something and put it on your plate, just enough that you can taste it, and if you really, really like it, you go back and get more.
Mm-hmm. If
If you really, really don't, ooh, not for me, you didn't waste a bunch of food.
Yeah.
That's what the buffets are perfect for. You can have 30 different flavors on one plate. Because to be honest with you, I have not eaten Indian food prior to cruising. Just the different countries and options on a good cruise ship buffet. It's awesome.
So exactly, they have to feed thousands of people with a couple of hours. And James says, Chris, you're thinking of the local on the Prima. It's open 24 hours a day.
Okay. Yeah, I knew I couldn't remember the name. I just remember reading what the options were. And I like the 24-hour day thing. That's one of the things I liked about Princess was the International Cafe. 24 hours a day. Something that's open that I can go to and get something that I want with my weird with my weird schedule.
Yes.
Because I get up super early and I don't drink coffee. Just not my jam. So I want to get up, be able to get something to drink, get what I want to get, and get my day going. So the ships that have something open 24 hours a day, that calls to me.
Chica said, love to indulge on the Prima. That's that buffet thing that James was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the Prima sounds like she's got some good food options, and Tiffany and I are definitely about the food options.
Oh, yes. Cruising Karen says, hey.
Hello. Welcome to the show. We are talking about food. Cruise food.
Yes.
That's always a friendly subject. Happy subject. A delicious subject. I think I've gained 10 pounds talking about it. I'm pre-gaining when I'm not even on the ship yet.
Don't gain too much. You want to ride the go-karts.
I'll make it. Just shove me in there. One foot on my shoulders. Ugh.
James says, yes, I have heard good things about the Indulge. Is that the one that has a different... That's the buffet, right?
No. I don't think that's the buffet. Okay. We have to go through and read them again.
Yeah.
So I just scammed through it really quickly. I do research because, I kind of need to know what we're getting into and kind of what to expect. But I've gotten to the point where I don't want to research it to death.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the surprise out. I really just kind of research, okay, there's a 24-hour-a-day place. Here's a quick idea of what they serve. Okay, I'll eat this stuff. Ooh, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one. This one's included. This one's cost extra. That way we kind of know where to plan. And then after that, we just kind of just go with it.
Yeah.
Because I want some of that surprise still.
Cruising Karen says, hey, Tiffany and Chris, I haven't caught a live in a long time. Looks like you are both well and cruising up a storm.
We're doing our best.
Yeah. Love the set.
This is all Tiffany. I told Tiffany, I said, go do your thing. I said, you make it as Christmassy, however you want to do it. And here we go. The only thing I wanted was the Christmas tree with the keychains on it. Because that's what we started collecting the keychains for. So we definitely had to do our keychain Christmas tree.
Yes.
And then after that, Tiffany's like, she was just pulling stuff out of the shed today.
I was taught about French toast sticks dipped in flavored yogurt in the buffet line. That was one smart 8-year-old.
Huh.
I like that. We might have to try that.
All right. Cruise tips from an 8-year-old. I love it. I love it. There you go. That's somebody who knows what they like and knows how to share that information.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know I've dipped apples in yogurt, and that's good.
I've seen you dipping French fries in ice cream.
Well, that's a given.
Well, that's weird.
The people on Disney thought it was weird, too.
I still think it's weird.
If you like variety of foods, you will love the Indulge.
Well, perfect. Well, luckily, with James being on the ship with us and an experienced Norwegian cruiser, he will know more of the tips and tricks in the Norwegian way than we will. So
Karen just came back from a Virgin cruise. No kids.
So what was your opinion on Virgin Voyages? Virgin, I'm excited for Virgin. I'm excited to try them, coming up. Hopefully here sooner than later. I like a lot of what Virgin offers, and the way this sounds like it is on their ships. I've heard some good things about Virgin Voyages, and I've definitely heard some good things about Virgin Voyages food.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yeah.
So I've heard some good things about Virgin Voyages. I've heard some weird things about Virgin Voyages too.
Is that something you care to share, or?
No, I figure you just be surprised later.
Okay. We loved it. We are definitely doing it again. There we go.
That's what I hear. I hear Virgin just speaks to some folks. And I love my children. Love my grandchildren. But you know what? A cruise ship with absolutely no kids on it? Well, that sounds all right too. I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I really, really am okay with that. Not that I have a problem with kids, but it does seem that there are more parents today than there used to be that are not as interested in parenting their children while they're on board the ship. I guess that's a nice way to say it.
Yeah. You certainly have to have an open mind. Lots of adult content.
I've heard that too. I'm not telling Tiffany about that though. I was gonna let that be a surprise for her. It's not in your sandwich. You'll be okay. But yeah, I've heard that. I've seen some of the other content creators that have been on Virgin Voyages have mentioned that there is some adult themed stuff on board those ships. Stuff that is not appropriate for children at all.
Yeah.
So, but I've also heard it's not, it's not like it's rammed in your face.
There's no buffets for French toast dipped in yogurt.
Yeah, remember, Virgin doesn't have buffet.
Yeah, it's all sit down. Yes, I've heard that from a friend. He had a blast on Virgin.
I've heard it's fun. We're definitely going to try it.
Dilly says our last cruise in September, October had 12 kids on board. We didn't see a one.
Which cruise line was that on? Was that on a non-Carnival or Royal cruise? Because I don't know if we've ever, other than COVID times, seen that few ships on.
Cruising Karen said the food was exceptional.
Yep. Yeah, those are all the things I've heard about Virgin, and I've heard it was Princess. On Princess, yeah, I can see that. I can see there definitely being fewer kids on Princess. There were not a ton of children on our last Princess cruise when we went to Alaska, right? I don't remember seeing a bunch. Let's say they weren't there, but you didn't see them as much.
Yeah, no, they were. I think the only time I really saw them was when we were getting off in Victoria and when they did the pups and the puppies and the.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did see some when we were doing when they had the puppies in the atrium.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't see them a whole lot either. But of course, Princess is definitely not what I would consider the first choice for a family cruising vacation. Mm-hmm. They don't have all the bells and whistles for kids on board like a Carnival ship would or a Royal ship would.
Moonlight Adventure says, "What's going on, y'all?
Just another day in Christmas paradise, being surrounded by Mickey Mouses.
I need a what? Out of Galveston. I don't like flying to ports anymore because of the shenanigans of airlines."
Yeah, airline shenanigans is out of hand. Yes, I'd love to see Virgin swing through Galveston at least once.
Voyages.
Yeah, I'd love to see them do something out of Galveston at least once, and maybe they will. They're growing. They just sent their first cruise ship ever to Australia, so they're sailing the first time out of Australia. I think as they continue to grow and move their ships around a little bit, hopefully we'll see a little Galveston action at least once. Maybe they'll try it.
Yeah.
Do like Norwegian did. Norwegian kind of stuck their toe in the water, found out it was good for them, and now they're back. So hopefully Virgin will do something like that for us.
Yeah. Karen Bjorn says, that's the only way I eat French toast now. No yogurt, no French toast.
I already see it. Tiffany's going to be on the Prima with French toast in one hand and her yogurt in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. You've had French toast on cruise ships before. That's about the only time you'll eat it.
Yeah.
And you always usually get the yogurt or the yogurt parfaits.
Yes.
So now you can just
dip. I use the French toast as the spoon.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You got a cruising tip coming this way.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, so super excited. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to food. We're going to do the meetup in Galveston. So we're going to be doing, like I said, we'll do that January the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I'll be down there on the 20th to film the Jubilee, but that's all pending on time.
Yes.
And I think we're about all caught up, right?
Yes. But anybody that's in the Galveston area on January 18th, meet us at the spot if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to join us down there at the spot, just feel free. I said the only thing I say on that is if we're going to grow into anything of any type of size, I'd at least like to let the spot know we're coming.
Yeah.
Just give them a heads up of, hey, we got 6, 7, 8 people, whatever, can we have a table that big? Just as a courtesy out to them.
Cruising Karen says, "Oh, I hope you make it to see the Jubilee."
I do too. I really like to see it. I think it's going to be a little extra fanfare, a little extra cheer. I'll have to get down there early and get a good spot.
Yeah.
Because I got a feeling right there at Pier 21 is gonna crowd out pretty soon. There should be a couple other things. I'm also looking for when they're gonna pull out the Battleship Texas, because she should be coming closer and closer to the end of her dry dock. And I definitely would like to see that.
Cruising Karen says we will be on it December 30th.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that should be the second sailing.
Yeah.
First one's the 23rd. So I want to say that's the second sailing for the Jubilee now.
California Linda says, "Thank you for a fun evening. Thank you, Chris and Tiffany."
Oh, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you having you here, like always. Always fun conversations. And I think we're ready to start wrapping up tonight's live.
Yes.
I think we've covered all of the important stuff.
Pajama Gate.
Yeah, we've covered Pajama Gate, the big cruise story of the week.
Rick says, "Watch Jubilee from the end of the seawall." That's where I told you to go.
The place I like to watch, if I don't get Pier 21, my actual preferred place is over from Seawolf Park. I filmed over there a couple of times, and I kind of like it there. I know the place that you talk about. We've gone down there and checked that out down there where Seawall ends, but I kind of like it over there at Seawolf Park. Plus I went all the way to Seawolf Park. Maybe I have to tour a submarine and things like that again. Especially if Tiffany's not with me.
Seawolf Park is good too.
Yeah, that's just my preferred one.
Or Seawolf Park is good too. Robert says, "Great show."
Oh, no, appreciate it. We really appreciate everybody that comes here, everybody that joins us in with the lives. I love the lives.
Yes.
I do love the lives. Of course, it's the end of November, so our next live will be in December as we are counting down the rest of this year, counting down cruising days.
James says, "Thank you, Chris and Tiffany. Another great show. Good night."
Oh, good night, everybody. Thank you. Again, good night, James. Appreciate everybody coming here.
Thanks for being here for us.
Hey, we're all here together. That's, one thing we always try to emphasize. It's all of us.
Big happy family.
It's one big happy family. It's one cruising community. We're not the biggest cruising community out there, but boy, our members are here week after week, and we are doing this week after week, and we're growing. We're seeing new names, we're seeing new faces, and it's awesome.
Yes.
And I really like how we all share the information. I don't know everything. I study this stuff, and I don't know everything. So having folks on here that know stuff that I don't know is great.
Yeah.
Questions come up about cams, and boom, someone's got the answer. Going on the NCL cruise, we're not super familiar with, but James is going to be there. He is familiar with it. He's going to be able to point us in the right direction on some things, make sure we don't skip those must-sees. It's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
But thank y'all very much.
Yep. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for coming. If you haven't done so, if you guys wouldn't mind, hit that like button for us. Let's see how many likes we can get on this live video. Mm-hmm. We would really, really appreciate it. We will be back for the live, of course, again next week. We'll be back for our first one in December. I'll have a cruise news video coming out tomorrow morning. Not quite at 6. It'll be a little bit later, like I normally do on Thursday. There's a couple of interesting cruise stories out there that I'll be sharing with you guys.
Okay.
Got a good one coming out about some passengers.
Oh.
Well, they got left at the cruise port on embarkation day at the cruise terminal. They got to the cruise terminal and were told, "Oh, no cabin for you." And the cruise ship left them.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about all of that stuff tomorrow, and I'll share that story. But I appreciate everybody coming here tonight. just lost my train of thought.
I want to tell Brianna thank you again for the shirts.
Yeah, one more time. Thank you, Brianna. There's your 5th or 6th shout out. We've covered the shout out requirements. No, we really do appreciate it, Brianna. If you do see this, hear about this, look, your shirts, they look great. They look good. They show up great on camera. We really, really appreciate it. Exactly what I was looking for. Team Naughty, Team Nice just seems appropriate for one of our live episodes. Really does. So, again, thank you, everybody, for coming here tonight. And like always,
We'll see you out on the high seas.
and I got to click some buttons. Good night, everybody.